will be on next week. It gets underway on Wednesday with a shakedown, and that's the first time outside of Africa that you'll see these new Rally 1 hybrid cars in action outside of Europe. So it's the first time that you'll see them in action on the North Lake Road, off the North Lake Road, that side. And then on Thursday, the rally gets underway in earnest with the ceremonial start at the KICC. That's in the morning, and in the afternoon, a very unique, super special stage. If you saw it last year, one of the few events on the World Rally Championship calendar where the cars run two at a time, and that really captures the essence of the Safari Rally. And then the rally itself will be on in Naivasha and Elementaita on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So once again to QUICKMART, I'd like to say a special thank you for your involvement this year, and I understand it's going to be bigger and better with not only the unveiling of these two drivers who are up here, we'll find out more about them in just a moment, but also the unveiling of the check. So first of all, I'd like to invite Betty Wamaitha, who's the head of marketing for QUICKMART, to come and say a few words. A very good warm welcome to you, Betty.
Good morning, everyone. I trust it's still morning. Our CS Ambassador Amina, thank you very much for joining us. PS Joe Gudo, thank you for gracing this occasion. CEO Safari Kenya, we're very happy to have you here. Biko, our team, Peter Kangiri, our CEO, Founder Duncan Kinothia, Mr. Bedi, thank you very, very much for being with us. We appreciate your presence. And the rest of the QUICKMART team, the Fourth Estate, it's a big day today as we celebrate the unveiling of our partnership with Safari Rally Kenya, WRC. I think for me, today is just a nostalgic day. So I think, Mr. Kimathi, I stand here also as a rally driver. I'll tell you my story, brief. So, I think you should wait to clap at the end once you hear. Yeah? So back when I bought my first car, I was very excited, and I quickly took it to Moranga, which is where I come from. And as I would be winding on those, those hilly roads of Moranga, every time I'd take a corner, I'd see Patrick Njiru cheering me on. On the next corner, it would be Shakameta. And on my home stretch, guess who I saw? Mr. Phineas Kimathi. So I think we deserve to give Mr. Kimathi a big clap, being a legendary rally driver present with us today. And it's with a lot of excitement for us as QUICKMART, being a tier 1 supermarket, to have this opportunity to have our brands partner together. So without much further ado, I'll invite our Deputy CEO, Mr. Jack Dom, to give us the address from QUICKMART. Karibu sana, Jack.
Karibuni, QUICKMART Kilimani, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Amina Mohamed, Mr. Phineas Kimathi, CEO of WRC, Kenya Safari Rally. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Habari zenu. Asante sana for being here today with us. It's a real privilege to welcome you all here today as we celebrate QUICKMART's partnership and participation, a really groundbreaking partnership, we must say, with WRC for this year's Kenya Safari Rally. The Kenya Safari Rally is an event that stands out as one of the most thrilling in the WRC calendar. But it's also an event that is held to heart by many because of its rich history and priceless moments recorded throughout the years. I am sure that to many of you, the Kenya Safari Rally is an emotional and nostalgic journey back to the days when Easter holidays would not be complete without the rousing sounds of rally cars and the clouds of dust that came in tow. Last year, after 19 years, the rally was back here in Kenya, like it had never left. The Kenya Safari Rally is indeed the most anticipated and most exciting sporting event on the continent. When the Safari Rally made its comeback it must have been a great pleasure for all of you to relive those good old days. It was great to see the rally in its best element as the cars took to the winding, dusty and bumpy ways that snakes through the picturesque settings of Kenya's wild. I am glad to say that the Safari Rally is as Kenyan as each and every one of you. Unfortunately, I cannot say us, as I was not born here. But personally, I was born a long time ago, right next door to the Formula One Grand Prix racetrack of Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, a country that also hosts WRC races. But there's so much rain there, so much mud. I think Kenya is much a better place. It's much better to have dust in Kenya and to enjoy the rally here. So I'm very happy to be here with you. Anyway, during the 2021 event, QUICKMART was the proud sponsor of car number 50 of Evans Kavisi and Absalom Aswani. Partnering with car number 50 was an exciting experience that was not only fulfilling for us as a brand, but also a display of QUICKMART's love for Kenya and willingness to play a part in fueling the beloved Kenya Safari Rally. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we have taken our participation a notch higher. I am very proud to announce today that QUICKMART is now the official retail partner for the 2022 Kenya Safari Rally. This exclusive partnership with WRC will allow us to offer rally goers the much needed convenience of shopping, in line with our core proposition of being fresh and easy. QUICKMART will offer all the essentials needed by rally attendees, like drinks, snacks, and so on, readily available at different spots along the rally routes and at the spectator stages. Also, we are very happy and proud to support Kenya's biggest emerging stars on the rally race. These are Kenya's very own FIA Junior Rally Stars under the Driver Support Program. We have Maxine Wahome and her able co-driver Murage, as well as a driver under the Kenya national class, Steve Mwangi, and his co-driver Dennis. These drivers are an inspiration for all of us. Their raw talent, agility, freshness, and of course, proudly Kenyan attitude is an accurate reflection of QUICKMART as a homegrown brand. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to note that as one of the top supermarket chains here in Kenya, QUICKMART remains relentless in its growth and expansion strategy, with a current footprint of 54 stores across the country. We just opened 9 new stores in the last 5 months only. QUICKMART, we are quick. Maxine and Steve, maybe not as quick as you, but really we're catching up. As the official retail partner, QUICKMART promises to deliver the very best during the rally to ensure that everyone in attendance enjoys a fresh and easy moment. To conclude, I would like to wish Maxine, Murage, Steve, Dennis, but also all the other Kenyan drivers participating in this year's rally, all the very best during the competition. We are behind you and catching up with cheers and prayers as you fly Kenya's flag and QUICKMART's flag very high. Thank you. Asante sana. I would like to invite Mr. Peter Kangiri, QUICKMART CEO.
Good morning once again. Mine will be very brief. Honorable Ambassador Amina Mohammed, CS Sports. Also Joe, the PS of the Minister of the Sports. Then we have the chairman of the Kenya Promotion Export and the agency, Blooding Agency, and also the vice chairman of KEMSA, which is Kenya Private Sector Alliance, where we belong to. I also the CEO of the WRC. Mine is very few, just to give you a high-level brief of QUICKMART in terms of overview. QUICKMART was incorporated about 16 years ago That's almost same age with the WRC, which is 19 years ago. QUICKMART is present in 7 regions in this country. We're in Coast Region, which is Mombasa and Kilifi County. We're also in the Eastern Region, which is the Lower Eastern, which is Machakos and Kitui. We're also in Nairobi, where we have almost more than 50% of our branches. We're also in the Central Region, basically in Kiambu County. We're also in the Western Region, which is in Kakamega County, also Rift Valley County. We was in Gisu, Trans Nzoia, and also Laikipia. And also we are in Nyanza Region, which is Kisumu and also Kisii. So we can partner with the Safari Rally, and we form many sport clubs because we are almost in this country. We are almost 15 county today, and we plan to be on that county in the next 5 years. We have a private equity in the business today for the last 4 years, who have been part of the aggressive expansion. What you are seeing from about 10 stores to 55 stores. We plan to be in the next 5 years another 50 stores. We appreciate the growth. We have created the workforce, which young boys, young men, young ladies of about 25 to 30 years, 80% of the workforce. We are about 5,000 staff in our company. It's a big, QUICKMART is a big player in terms of the employment. And my few initiative I look forward is WRC going forward. How can we partner other than during this period? What can we do together as QUICKMART from the Ministry of Sport? What other initiative can we form QUICKMART Foundation Sport and try to drive some of this key agenda for the Kenya, and also for KEPSA, which is now the supplier network. Can we also have something like this, and also to push the sector forward? Mine is few, and I also wish the best to our Stephen and Maxim as we see you in the next level next week. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to the CEO and MD. Thank you so much once again to QUICKMART for your support. So without further ado, I'd like to invite the WRC Head of Marketing, Mr. Biko Gwendo, to come and say a few words. Warm welcome, and thank you once again to you and your team for a fantastic job, and we're looking forward to an amazing event next week. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Biko Gwendo.
Thank you, Sean. Good morning, everyone, again. Honorable our chief guest, Ambassador Dr. Amina, our PS, State Department of Sports, Joe Kudo, CEO of QUICKMART, the Deputy CEO, the Chair of the Kenya, the marketing body of Kenya, and of course, Deputy Chair of KEMSA, and the QUICKMART team, the Safari team here, my CEO, and everyone who's here. Good morning. Mine will be very short. I would just like to be very thankful for QUICKMART for coming on board. Our marketing function at the rally. This is, of course, as you can see, a success and one of our main KPIs, onboarding partners who are of perfect fit with the rally. And we would like to grow this, as the CEO had said. We'd like to grow this partnership. We'd like to grow motorsports. We'd like to be able to actually plan and inspire younger drivers, and so that we continue being the rallying nation. Without much further ado, I would like to take this opportunity to invite my CEO of the WRC Safari Rally, Phineas Kimathi.
I'm happy to be here in this very exciting store. My Cabinet Secretary, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage, my PS, Joe Kundo, State Department for Sports, the founder of QUICKMART, our very own Duncan Kenodia, our CEO of QUICKMART, Mr. Peter Kanyiri, and the Deputy CEO, Jack Dom, from Belgium, but Kenyan now. Ladies and gentlemen, and the team from QUICKMART, which has been ably represented in the negotiating table by the head of marketing, Betty Wamaitha. I am pleased to say that my team from WRC is very excited to be here today. We are doing the job that Jas is doing, promoting Kenya, and I'm sure you're proud of the Safari Rally as an event, having come back after 19 years. Let me say a few things about what is happening today. Today, we're not just here to sponsor 2 drivers. Today, we are here to launch a very ambitious program called the Driver Support Program. The Driver Support Program seeks to enlist more Kenyan drivers in motorsports, and particularly in the Safari Rally. With this launch, we're going to see many more companies plug directly into the WRC Safari Rally setup to support drivers. And I am happy that QUICKMART bought this idea and decided to be the first corporate to take up this initiative. Last year, we launched another very ambitious program with the FI Rally Star program, and we had Safaricom and Kenya Airways supporting that program. They will be announcing their intention to continue, and I'm sure that QUICKMART next year will still be on board with even better offering and supporting more drivers. Today we have Steve Mwangi's car here, which is branded QUICKMART, which will be running in the national class during the safari next week. And Maxine's car is not here because I'm still trying to sort that out. And I would say that she will be part of the team that will be carrying QUICKMART brand during our Kenya National Rally Championship events, where the car will be more, similar to what we are unveiling today. During the safari, I'm sure we're going to launch our car very soon, and I want to invite the management of QUICKMART to be present on Friday at 11 at Kasarani. Let me just touch on the kind of partnership we've worked out with QUICKMART. First, we went through a very difficult time last year trying to give merchandise. You know, everybody wanted a shirt. All Kenyans wanted a polo shirt. They wanted a cap. And it was very difficult. And we were just responding and saying we can give a few, but we didn't have everything. I'm happy to announce that today, with the approval of the samples we have out there, these items or the merchandise will be available for sale here in this store on Saturday. And I want to be quick to add that the merchandise that will be on sale is actually co-branded with QUICKMART. This will avoid the risk of somebody picking something from my office and offering it for sale. In addition to that, on a continuous basis, we would like that brand or those items to become fashion lines and eventually become a source of income that we will channel to more drivers. One of the challenges that we faced last year when the event came back was the congestion in Naivasha. Everybody was moving from point A to B. And when we did our research, we actually realized that half of the people who were on the road were not going to watch the rally. They were already in Naivasha, but they either ran out of a bottle of liquor, or they ran out of a can of beer, or water, or biscuits, and they were on their way to find a shop from somewhere to buy. To mitigate against that congestion, QUICKMART have agreed to set up mobile supermarket stores in Soisambu and Kidong and make sure that you are well serviced. The Deputy CEO said they are quick, but not as quick as the rally drivers. I want to announce that QUICKMART is running their own race, and you are very quick in growing the business, in growing employment for our young people, in helping our farmers sell their produce. And with that, and with those very few remarks, I want to say thank you very much, QUICKMART. We are proud to be partners, and this partnership is of mutual importance. I'm sure I have a small duty after my remarks, and that duty is to welcome my peers in the State Department for Sports and my friend Joe Okundo to take us to the next level. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. My Minister and Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Amina Mohammed, Jazz from KEPSA, the founding member of QUICKMART, Duncan, Peter, CEO, and your team, Jack Dooms, and the entire QUICKMART family. It gives me great pleasure to be here today because, from government point of view, we want to grow the sports, and we know we cannot grow it alone. And we've been, with the Cabinet Secretary, at pains trying to convince private sector to come on board. So this is definitely a demonstration of private sector coming on board to grow the sport. Maxine and yourself, Steve, they need your support, and many others need your support to actually do the best out there. You have seen Kenya excel in sports recently. Mauritius became top in Africa, the Deaf Olympics, top in Africa, Tokyo Olympics, top in Africa, number 2 in the world, track and field, and so on. And what we have established, at least as a ministry, that you throw a stone in any genre of sports, and you get a Kenyan excelling. And the only thing that has been lacking is really the support from either government or private sector. Government cannot do it alone. Government doesn't do it alone anywhere in the world. It's always private sector. And therefore, to see private sector come on board in this big way, I don't know the details, but I'm sure she'll tell me later so that we protect them as you come on board. When we survive and thrive, and we'll have in the years to come many Phineases, Kimanthi standing on stage like this giving their story and testimony, and that's what we're looking forward to. Again, it's also very encouraging to note that you'll be setting up stores at the rally venue. It's true what Phineas mentioned earlier. We did not. There was a lot of traffic, and people were looking for different things. He was shy to tell you that people are looking for liquor. There's nothing like biscuits. So when you're putting your stock in place, please take that into account. Reduce your biscuits and increase your liquor. It's a big party out there. But I'm really happy for that, because that will actually reduce the traffic, reduce the risks, the harm and environment, and so on and so forth, and help people enjoy from whatever sport, from whatever place they'll be seated, enjoy the sport of the rally. We're really looking forward to an exciting rally next week, and thank you very much for coming on board. Please, through KEPSA, reach out to more private sector like this and bring them on board to support many other sports that our country is involved in and has been excelling without too much support from the outside. With those few remarks, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome on board the Cabinet Secretary, the Chief Guest, Dr. Amina Mohammed, to give her remarks. Thank you very much.
Kenya twende adventure ya safari rally za nyikani, ujione mwenyewe siambiwe.
I didn't know that I should start dancing or speaking. But ladies and gentlemen, have a very good morning. Please have your seats. And let me just say how delighted I am to be here with PSG Okudo, with Phineas, with Biko, with our whole team, to actually unveil the first official supermarket chain to partner with the Safari Rally. Let me recognize the founder, Duncan, the CEO, Deputy CEO. Let me recognize a very, very special way my very good friend, Jasbedi. Thank you very much. I don't want to tell you how many times he called me. To just tell me how extremely important it was and what a wonderful day today was going to be. So thank you very, very much, Jas. He also is obviously part of the team that is selling our country across the world, as well as the vice chair of KEPSA. And please don't confuse it with KEMSA. I had somebody instead of KEPSA saying KEMSA, and I was like, no, that's medical. This is the whole of the private sector, so it's much bigger than just one institution. But let me say this, that we're grateful. We're really grateful. Grateful to all of you for coming, for being here, first of all. Grateful to QUICKMART for this support. As Joe has said, it's something that we keep looking for. We've been knocking doors. Phineas has been knocking many more than I, but we've been knocking many doors to just explain to people that in order for this to be sustainable, it must have the private sector on board. And we in government are hoping that one day government can actually pull out completely and have only the private sector drive this. As happens with Formula One, and I think you mentioned Formula One, and other rallies across the world. There's very little government involvement. For the government of Kenya, obviously this is a heritage issue as well. This is part of our heritage. It's older than our republic, much older, and therefore it was really important that we got the Safari Rally back to its home. This is the home of the rally. We want to congratulate all our drivers. The Kenyan drivers have kept saying that we must insist on supporting these drivers. We cannot support the drivers as government. And that's why we'll be counting on all of you to talk to your partners, your colleagues, counterparts across the table, encourage them to support individual drivers. That's what happens. That's why you hear of these really big names in Formula One, the big names in the WRC, calendar, and many drivers who participate in the different rallies across the world. It's about the sponsorships that they get. If they don't get the sponsorships, they cannot participate. It is an expensive venture for any single driver, a very expensive venture. And so thank you for supporting Maxime Wahome and Murage Waigwa. Thank you for supporting Steve Mwangi and Dennis Mwenda. I think this is the beginning, and I hope that the four of them will continue singing this song of support from the private sector, the need to have others come on board. We are a sporting nation. I don't think that we are going to ever shy away from that. We're proud of it. We will always facilitate and support sports in our country across the many categories of sports. I'm really grateful to the CEO for proposing that we continue partnering across the other sectors. We have launched some very interesting programs in the creative sector as well. We formed a task force, and Kenyans are really excited about it because I've received over 50 calls on just that task force that we've set up. First time it's been set up in our country. We want to chart a direction for the brown economy in this country so that it contributes to the development of our economy. And so there are many areas in which we could partner. There are very many young people like Maxine and Steve who are very keen, very interested, who sacrifice, who are committed and determined to make sports their livelihood. All they're looking for is just a little bit of support. And so this is a fantastic beginning. And I'm just encouraging you to continue. Look at motorsports, which we think is growing in leaps and bounds, and which we must continue to support. Look at other sectors that have young Kenyans as well. From football to rugby to cricket to basketball. We're bringing hockey back in a big way. Volleyball, swimming, tennis. We have got our own, local Serena Williams. So let's support these young people because they're actually showing us the way. They're telling us that this country has potential beyond any other country, I would say. Because I'm the Minister of Sport of Kenya, and I'm extremely proud of what we've been able to achieve in our country. But I think there's so much more that we can achieve together. If we put our hands together, if we put our heads together, and agree on how we're going to progress sports in our country, we're going to achieve the potential that our country has. Let me just thank Phineas for everything that he has done for motorsports. He really has been a champion. I think that he's sacrificed more than any other person that I know. He has a very long story to tell, and I hope that he's going to put pen to paper and tell Kenyans how this really happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish our Kenyan drivers all the best. I also want to wish the foreign drivers who are coming in safe trips to Kenya, and please let our drivers win this time, so that some of the prize money can stay behind. We did it with the marathon, by the way. We kept all the prize money in the country, and so I'm hoping that with just a little bit of time, right? Because we have just come back. This rally has just come back. With just a few years, we'll have Maxine carry that trophy and take the check home. So I'm wishing you all the best, Maxime. Always very, very happy to see you. I'd like to encourage all Kenyans to come, especially now that we have mobile supermarkets that will be all over the routes. Please come, enjoy the rally. It belongs to you. It is your heritage, and make the world as jealous as we did last time. Because we became really the toast of the world. There had been, I think we had the largest number of spectators across the world. It was the top event of the year for the WRC. So let's make this one a historic one. It's the last one that His Excellency the President will be flagging off, President Uhuru Kenyatta. And so I hope that we can give him that rousing, send-off from Naivasha. Ladies and gentlemen, with those few remarks, let me again thank QUICKMART for all the support that they're giving us and that they will continue to give the Ministry of Sports. And thank all of you for being here with us this morning. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again a round of applause for Dr. Amina Mohammed, the Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Culture and the Arts. Thank you so much for your support, and also to Joe Akudo as well, the PS. Thank you so much, and once again to QUICKMART and the WRC. Thank you so much, WRC Safari Rally, of course, representatives who are here. Thank you once again for your support. I'd like to also recognize, as you know, Maxine is one of the FIA young drivers in the Young Stars program in this year's Safari Rally, and that is sponsored by KCB and Safaricom. I don't know if there's any representative from KCB or Safaricom, but just show your appreciation, please, for KCB and Safaricom, who put so much, and I know a lot of the hard work from Phineas, you and your team, in putting that together, and to see one more driver, Maxine, who it was only her first season last year. She's a former motorcycle champion, female motorcycle champion, and she went from 2 wheels to 4 wheels and made such a big splash last season. So well done to you, and of course Steve, with you taking part in the national category as well. Well done, and just once again a round of applause. I didn't mention, and I must extend my apologies to Jaspedi, of course, from KEPSA. Thank you so much for your support in this. We hope to not only see you at motorsports, but in other sports events as well, to try and bring sponsorship. As Dr. Amina Mohammed did mention, that Kenya is doing so well in many other sports, and there are athletes, not just only in the mainstream sports. We see in tennis, Angela Okotoi coming up in the system. There's a lot of individual athletes who are making their name. So hopefully within the private sector, we'll be able to see more of that. Just to explain this year's Safari Rally, and due to the hard work of the team of the WRC Safari Rally, we're seeing for the first time since 2002, Sebastian Loeb, who's the winningest driver of all time, and of course was won 9 world championships. He's on a part-time program with Sebastian Loeb this year, but they already made up their mind earlier this year to take part in the Safari Rally. They still see it as the jewel in the crown, and that really is going to draw a lot of spectators from around the world and a lot of people watching online and on TV the Safari Rally. So, you know, due to the hard work of the government, the private sector through you and the Safari Rally organizers, we're seeing how, you know, the teams are taking it seriously. There are 12 Rally 1 cars taking part in this event. I think that has to be the highest in any event worldwide. So really looking forward to that. And of course, within the local sector, despite there being a transition, some of the more established drivers not taking part this year, they're taking a break from the sport. But we're seeing a new generation of drivers coming through, and that's largely to the hard work of the Safari Rally organizers, who are trying to encourage sponsors to come on board, and of course setting up programs for these drivers so that we see a new generation of drivers taking over the likes of Carl Tundo, Baldev Chagar and company. So with the help of KEPSA and other companies, and through your help of course with the private sector, we do hope that a lot more of these drivers like Maxine and Steve get sponsorship so that they can participate in their dream. So thank you so much for that. And I know what it feels like as a former national team cyclist, what it feels like as well to be in the sport and of course looking for sponsorship as we go along. So without further ado, we'd like to do the check handover, and I'd like to invite Dr. Amina Mohammed to come on stage along with Joe Okudo from Safari Rally Limited, Phineas Kimathi, and also with you, Biko, as well. And we'd like to also from QUICKMART, the CEO and MD Peter Kangiri, and also the QUICKMART founder Duncan Kanuthia, and the Deputy CEO Mr. Jacques Dome to come on stage as we have the check handover for the partnership between QUICKMART and the 2022 WRC Safari Rally. And on stage we have the head of marketing for QUICKMART, Betty Wamaitha, who is of course going to be in charge on the stage for this check handover. If we can have some music.
Utawaona kwa karibu, huku simba, nyati na nuku washangilia. Jioni nayo tucheze twisti, tufurahie vya Afrika. Mziki nao ni dawa nzuri ya kuyatuliza mawazo.
I'd also like to invite on stage Mr. Ravi Bedi, if you can come up. Mr. Jas Bedi, sorry. Jas Bedi from KEPSA. My apologies. If you can come on stage as well. Lawrence, if you can come on stage as well, please. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a check of 10 from QUICKMART to the WRC Safari Rally. Thank you very much to QUICKMART. And also the Ministry of Culture, Sports and the Arts and the WRC Safari Rally. So much work behind the background. Thank you so much to all of you, and also KEPSA as well. Thank you very much for your involvement in it. From QUICKMART to Mr. Phineas Kimathi, thank you so much. Dr. Amina Mohammed, of course, leading the Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts. Alright, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, for the sponsorship from QUICKMART to the WRC Safari Rally, it is 10 million shillings. Show your appreciation. And I'd like to invite Dr. Amina Mohammed, you and your team along with QUICKMART and the WRC Safari Rally to left. There is a cake that's going to be cut to signify the partnership between QUICKMART and the WRC Safari Rally. Maxine, Steve, in just of your car. All right, so there'll be a car. So once again, thank you very much. And to Kepser as well, thank you so much for being involved in this partnership as well. Will be mobile supermarkets in Naivasha and Elementaita, and that of course will add to the convenience for the spectators for whatever they want during the WRC Safari Rally next week. So thank you so much. So in the meantime, as we head over towards the car, I'd like to invite Heart the Band to entertain us with some music as we head over to the car for the unveiling of the sponsorship of the two drivers, and that is and Murage Waigwa and Steve Mwangi and Dennis Mwenda. In the meantime, Heart the Band, ladies and gentlemen, who will be entertaining us for a few minutes. Let you know, after the unveiling of the car, there will be a Q&A session, and Betty Wamaitha will be guiding those questions. That will be for the media after the unveiling of the car. But in the meantime, Heart the Band, ladies and gentlemen.